Congratulations, Giovanni, on another victory. At the end of the season, to win a league, you've got to have maybe ground out a few results when you're not at your best. Was it a case of that today?
Yeah, for sure. I think today we weren't in our best form. I think that's I noticed during the game. Also, Dundee United team who was well organized and played really well. And I think those things combined made it a very competitive game today. Game we didn't create too much, had some half chances, but I think second half you could feel the last 30 minutes that we were pushing for the goal, and with the penalty, and of course Tavernier behind the ball, you know he's gonna score. He's very good at it. So yeah, I was very pleased with the win, but I think our performances need to be better, and that's one thing for sure we have to improve. But as you said, you have games in the season where maybe the form is not there and you struggle to create chances. So you have to do everything you can to win those matches, and today we did. So very happy with the win. We have 1 week now to prepare ourselves for the last week before the winter break, so we can have a couple of days off and prepare ourselves really well, because we have 8 days now. So all in all, I'm pleased with the result today.
In terms of that last half hour, you brought on quite a few attacking players. Scott Wright, Joe Abel came on today. Was it a question of just keeping patient, keep doing the things that you drill on the training ground, and making sure then once you got the lead, keep the back door shut?
Yeah, of course, because you saw it was a game with not many goals in it, not many chances for both sides. But of course, us as a home team, we have to create more. So we struggled in that, but even after the 1-0, you could feel a little bit, the Dundee was pushing to get the equalizer, and really in the end we have they had a great chance when they had it on the post, on the crossbar. But it was a tough match, but sometimes that happens, and you have to make sure you're not losing points, and so today we didn't.
Hi Joe, you started with James Tavernier at centre back, and then after a few minutes you moved him to right back again. Was that a reaction to Dundee United's lineup? Or?
Yeah, but we had to change something, because Borna he trained yesterday as normal, and this morning, just before we came together at the stadium, he was called that he didn't feel well, so I had to change my lineup, and it's not ideal to play with Nathan on the left, but I think today we needed also our fullbacks to support. So we prepared the team in two different systems. So we didn't know how Dundee would play, because normally they play 4-3-3. I think in the beginning of the season they had one game they played with 5 in the back, so they changed back to it today. So we had to change a little bit, but in the end it wasn't about our tactical formation. It was just we weren't good in the game. We lost many balls. We were sloppy, and we cannot afford to have many games like that.
I was going to ask as well, obviously with that defensive injury, is there any updates on Leon Balogun or Philip Helander? I know that Balogun you mentioned maybe back in training last week, and Helander, I'm not sure, will we see him before the winter break?
No, I don't think we're going to see Philip before the winter break. Leon, he went to Germany a couple of days, so he's back now. So hopefully this week he will start training again.
Hi Giovanni, congratulations on the victory. Today you looked extremely animated and frustrated on the touchline. Was there anything in particular that the players weren't doing, particularly first half, and what did you say to them at half time?
Well, I said enough in half time. I mean, it's of course you want to coach players what they have to do, and if they aren't doing that, you have to change that. So I tried to do it during the first half. I think our positioning on the pitch wasn't always ideal. So we had to change that at halftime, but just the overall performance could have done better, and I'm there to tell that to my players. They are very open in receiving those moments and those coaching moments. But sometimes I've been now coach for many years. I know that you cannot play at the highest level every game, especially in a very difficult period like we are having now. So that's why I'm pleased with the win.
You've spoken pre-game and in recent weeks about being able to use the big squad, but is there a risk of making too many changes for these types of matches?
No. How many changes I had today? How many changes I had from Wednesday?
Yeah.
How many changes did I have?
I just meant in general.
In general,
like
no.
There was a.
No, I mean
it seemed to be a little lack of pace in the midfield today.
You don't want to change your whole midfield, or today we had two changes. One was because Borna wasn't fit. But it's good to have some changes, but you don't want to change the whole squad. And of course with Joe, also looking ahead to this fixture we are getting. So for him to be playing today was a bit of a risk because we can lose him when he's booked. So but if we were up already before, I wouldn't never have put him in, but I know what he gives to the squad, and I think that moment we needed his input in the game. So happy he just didn't receive yellow. So we will have him as well until the winter break.
You brought on Scott Wright at half time, and you injected some pace at the start of the second half. You also changed your system. Looked as if you went from sort of 4-2-3-1 to a 4-1-4-1.
No, it's because again, if you play against a team who's like defending really deep with 5 defenders, I always try to play with wingers who can keep their width and have their pace, and of course with Haji playing on the left, who's more natural just to come inside. We didn't have the best positions on the pitch, so I knew with Scott Wright he will play as a right winger, so we could have Haji more inside, creating some danger. And of course I had to take off John because the game needed some other midfield formation. So tried it first with Haji inside together with Arfield, and then. Of course, after 15 minutes, I put Joe in because then I knew we were going to have more threat going forward.
Obviously, there's been a lot said this week about Dundee United and the issues they've had. I guess that made their line-up today very unpredictable. Is it very difficult for you to prepare, not really knowing what their line-up's going to look like, given that there are so many changes?
No, I think it's more difficult for the Dundee coach. I think, of course, we know in which situations we are. We don't want to lose players through injury or through COVID. So I think for him it was more difficult. I think he can be proud of the way he prepared his team because they played really well, especially with the young players in. So they give us a really hard time. So it's more difficult for him than for me. But let's hope. We will don't occur, or it will occur a lot that we are losing players, myself, but every team in the league in losing players with COVID.
Dundee United, as you say, Gio, they were very organised. They seemed to manage to stop you playing into Glenn Kamara at points, stop you playing balls inside. How do you think your team coped with that? You've mentioned that you had to make a few in-game changes.
Yeah, well, in the beginning, John played as a 6 and Kamara a little bit up. We changed it during the game, but. For me, I think we had it before. If we don't have Kamara available for the build-up, it means someone else is available. So and then I think we lacked a bit of the bravura. What do you say, bravura? Like the bravery, especially from the back to commit into midfield. We were just passing, and then if we cannot find Kamara, we pass it back. But it means that Kamara has, if we don't find him. We need other players to commit themselves going forward. And today we didn't do it as well as before, but that's why also we we struggled a little bit, especially the first half.
And just finally, you have 8 days until the next game that will give you time for the players to have a rest, but also give you some rare time in the training pitch. How will you look to use that?
Oh,
you've not really had that so far.
I've been a lot on the training pitch.
But in terms of with no midweek game,
yeah.
you know, that will be a luxury.
No, it's good. I think we can, for the first time, we can, we can train normal. So the players will have tomorrow and Monday off, and then we start Tuesday again training. So we can prepare them physically, but also tactically. We can do more to prepare ourselves for the last week. So I'm happy with the break we're having now.